And on the first Friday of the month, we like to have Kirk Irby from Lowell's Pharmacy pop in and chat with us. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Oh, let me turn on the microphone. Now we can hear you.
I'm doing well.
Good, good. It's, you can kind of tell fall and winter is upon us because we're starting to see that fall and winter-like weather occasionally make an appearance here.
Yes, especially in the early morning. Then it turns to summer during the middle of the day.
And that doesn't confuse anybody at all or put anybody in a position to maybe get sick or anything like that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so that's great. We were talking before we went on the air, one of the phrases that is kind of like embedded in the news today is supply chain issues. Anytime you go into a store and you can't find stuff, or anytime you want to order something, you get these long delays. We were looking at possibly buying a transmitter for radio this summer, and we were told if we ordered one then, that day, maybe January, February, 6, 7, 8 months down the road, it might be ready to ship. And so it's affecting so many things. Then we hear about diesel shortages.
Yes.
Everything in this country moves on diesel, whether it's the truck or the train.
It does.
It moves on diesel. How is the supply chain issue affecting the pharmacy business? Is it having an impact on your business?
There are a certain number of medications that we are having hard times getting or getting enough because there's allocations on how much you can order. And one of those is an antibiotic of amoxicillin, especially the liquid amoxicillin that a lot of doctors use for the smaller children, especially for ear infections. Now, what's kind of interesting is that we have not had a problem yet getting Augmentin, which is a combination of amoxicillin and a different drug. But just straight amoxicillin has been hard to keep enough in stock. We've been able to get some, but that's one of the drugs that's going through allocation through the wholesalers, and there's when that happens, it's kind of like if one pharmacy gets a prescription and they're out of it, they're kind of calling around to see who has it and transferring that prescription out to that pharmacy, and it's kind of all right today. Who has enough? So
wow, is that another one of our drugs that's manufactured in China and possibly part of the reason why there's an issue?
I do believe that there's a large number of medications that are manufactured in China, but India is another area that has had a lot of manufactured, I guess we call them labs, but just manufacturing facilities for medications. And as I understand, there has recently been a labor dispute in India that has caused some of these manufacturing facilities to either shut down temporarily or reduce production. There's another drug called Carafate, which is sucralfate, is a generic, and we can't get liquid or the tablets. Haven't been able to for about a week. And I really haven't tracked down where the country of origin is from these. A lot of times when we're ordering from the wholesaler is able to get certain contracts with different manufacturers, and we're looking at what our net price is as opposed to something else, like who makes it or where it's coming from, because that's how we're reimbursed by insurance. So we're kind of, I don't want to say our hands are tied, because we have the ability to order different companies' medications, but um, insurance is paying on the lowest price wholesale lot drug that's out there, and that's how they're reimbursing. So if we get away from that, we're going to be losing money on prescriptions. And there's still sometimes when you're getting that lowest price, you're still not able to get the insurance to cover the full cost of the medication. So we do what we can, but this supply chain, so to speak, is challenging, and we're continually trying to order what we can in anticipations of when we know a drug is on short supply, but anticipation of though being allocated or whatever. So
Wow. It's amazing how that's all being affected by that. In China, it's the manufacturing. Most of the news we've heard has been affected by the lockdowns because
yes,
the factories get shut down from COVID infections. India, it appears to be labor shortage issues in many cases. Here in the United States, there's a potential rail strike that may be coming down the line, and get it down the line, and and then you've got the potential for a diesel fuel shortage, and so you hear all these things in the news, and you just, I guess you get on the computer every morning and go, okay, where am I going to find this stuff today, and when's it going to get here, and what's going to mess up the plans for today?
pretty much. And we have two major wholesalers that we order from, and we look back and forth between those two, not only for the best price, but also for availability. We also have about 3 different, what we call secondary wholesalers that we order from, and we treat those the same way as we do the major wholesalers. They don't have a full range of items or of medications, but we look at what they have on when they do have it. So it's kind of like this shell game of where the pea is, of finding the right medications that we need for our customers.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of pharmacies are going through the same thing. It's not just Lowell's pharmacy.
That's correct.
They're all being affected. Can you stick around for another
Sure.
segment? Okay. Kirk Irby is here from Lowell's Pharmacy. We need to take a break for news.